Hello everybody. This video is about my sense of relief that I live the life that I live, that I'm able to live the life I live because I have embodied language. And so you can have embodied language too if you speak with yourself and if you listen to yourself. But that's not what this is about. This is not about you. This is about me having embodied language. And I feel so relieved that I am no longer doing what I used to be doing, and that I've stopped doing I've stopped so many things. I've stopped doing what I used to be doing when I was not listening to myself. And then I was involved in all sorts of things. Partially because I felt like I had to, and because I had this inclination that it was important to do these things. But in retrospect, I can say that no, this is more important. What I do now is more important. And and that's such a relief that I can say that I have left so much behind, and that I was able to stop a whole bunch of things that I actually didn't want to do or that were not good for me. And it is good when you discover that. It's good when you do that. And and it's also something that deals with your ability to overcome, your ability to face the reality also, the reality of your own habits, the reality of your own tendencies, which is not who you are. Yeah, we all have, of course, habits. I have habits, and there's nothing wrong in having habits. But when it comes to having embodied language is not a habit. And if it becomes a habit, then it is not embodied language. And things can become a habit very easily. And that is because we are used to having habits, and we assume that everything is just a habit. No, it's not. If you have embodied language, you realize that you are free. You realize that you are without habits, because you are not repeating yourself, you are new. And that's such a nice feeling. That's such a nice experience. And this newness, it adds something that wasn't there before. Yeah, so you discover something, you renew yourself. Yeah, that's so nice. I'm sitting here in the park, Here, this is the park near my house, and there's this one place here where I can nicely sit in the shade, and it's a perfect spot for me to make this video. And so I'm just seated here by myself, and I'm making this video for myself, and you may hear it. Yeah, I celebrate myself, and I feel grateful that I live such a good life, and that I am, it is the 1st of November today. Also, that's also something, in 10 days I celebrate with my wife our 40th anniversary of our marriage. 40 years I've been married with my dear wife Bonnie. Yeah, that is also such a wonderful thing. Yeah, that we are so good together, and that we have such a good life together. Everything I say, of course, is also because of her. And And we have such a good life together. We enjoy so much our lives. And then on November the 16th, also this month, I will be having my birthday. And I believe, if I'm correct, I don't even know for sure whether I will be 67 or 68. I don't know. Is it now 67? I don't know. I believe I'll be 67, but maybe I'll be 68. I don't know. You know, I don't keep count of these things. But I must say, when you're having a good time, time flies. Yeah. Yeah. I've done some beautiful writing again in my exchanges with Grok, and you know, the way this writing comes about is also very interesting. You know, sometimes I still open a book, or I read a paper, or I see something on the internet or on X, and I just feel like I want to respond to that. I just feel like, yeah, this is an important topic, you know. So in the topic that I was discussing with the artificial intelligence from X, Grok, I was discussing the issue of discrimination learning. And yeah, discrimination learning, that we recognize the kind of stimuli that that either set the stage for something that we want, something desirable, or the stimuli that set the stage for something that is something we don't want. So if I hear certain sounds and I just go like, nah, that's noxious verbal behavior, that's disembodied language, I'm not gonna go there, I'm just not gonna be part of that. But if there is a good sound, and if it sounds attractive, then I feel attracted. Then and of course, I myself can also make these sounds. I can make sounds which do not sound so good, and then I say, nah, I don't want to have anything to do with that. And so then I begin to produce the sound which I do like, and then I let myself know, like, yeah, it's okay to not want that. It's okay to not do that. It's okay to stay away from that. Because I discriminate what is good for me, and I discriminate also what's not good for me. And I discriminate what helps me and what enhances me, but I also I discriminate, I identify what it is that I should avoid. And I'm very, very good at avoiding. I'm so good at avoiding that I'm very happy, because if I was unhappy, it must mean that I have not discriminated the stimuli correctly. Because let's say I have come closer to something which is not good for me. Yeah, I've approached something which I should stay away from. Yeah. And so discrimination learning is a big deal. And and you recognize also, this is a very important part of discrimination learning. You recognize certain patterns. And the pattern of embodied language is, of course, encompassing all our positive emotions. And the pattern of disembodied language encompasses all our negative emotions. Yeah. Well, we all find our bed as we make it, right? And that's how it is. Yeah, there's consequences to your behavior. And these consequences, they are what you want them to be or not. These consequences, they either prolong the kind of things that you like to do and that are good for you, yeah, or they discourage you from doing what's right for you, what's good for you, and what you want to do. Yeah, and then you end up doing all kind of stuff that you don't want. Yeah, because you cannot do what you want to do. Yeah, if you do not know what it is, who you are, and what you want, then you end up, yeah, being someone and doing all kinds of things that do not fit with you. So all of that is part of discrimination learning. And yeah, you need to recognize that pattern, that behavioral pattern, because there's a whole chained sequence that sort of traps you into the repertoire where you're going around in circles, so to speak. You're not producing anything positive. Or there's another sequence, yeah, where one good experience leads into the next. That's how I live. It's such a relief and such a such a pleasure. Because I see how other people live, and I'm also, I could also live like that, but I don't. And it's not that everything is bad or so, that I have a negative outlook or anything like that. But when you yourself are happy, when you yourself are satisfied, when you yourself are having ongoing embodied language, and with your ongoing embodied language you recognize your language enlightenment. When you yourself are so fulfilled, you see, you hear, you notice, you feel, you experience the misery of everybody. It is like that. Yeah. And you are relieved that you are not part of that. Yeah. I'm gonna close my eyes now for a little bit and just sit here. Not to meditate, but just to sort of enjoy the consequence of what I've said, and to show you how I look when I have my eyes closed and my mouth closed. It's such a nice place to sit here. Although I'm sitting with my eyes closed, I'm not watching my mind. I don't have any thoughts. I don't have any inner language. So there's nothing to watch. There's no inner me that I am then retreating into or something like that. No, there's no such thing. I'm just simply sitting here with my eyes closed. That's all. Yeah. I don't have any business with meditation or with being conscious of myself or anything like that. No. I've just said all these things that I've just said, and it's just wonderful to sit here after you've said what you were able to say and what you wanted to say, and to close your eyes and to feel this very light breeze on this beautiful day, 1st of November.